from the program. And we do all kinds of fun things. We go out into the community. Sometimes we tour different places in the city. Sometimes we will have our graduation ceremony at some place fun. Some kind of, you guys know Snappers. You've been to Snappers before, yeah. We'll do something like that for our graduation ceremony. But this all started from someone who didn't know what she was doing. I'd never started a program before. I'd never founded anything. I'd never been a mentor in the community, but I felt like there was a need, and I was going to have to jump out of my comfort zone and meet that need with the young girls. And that's what we've done. Things to play. So if you guys want to, after we're done here, take a look at some of the pictures and some of the girls who've gone through the program. I just brought those pictures to show you that these are girls who, I wouldn't say that we lump them to any kind of group. What I tell the principal, and I've worked with 2 schools now, I tell them, identify a group of girls, maybe 20 fifth grade girls, who you think have something inside of them, but they need someone to pull it out. That's basically the criteria. Someone who you can see is just waiting to shine. They just need someone to pull that light out of them. And that's why we came up with these girls. So, I'm finished with my story. That's how I got to where I am, and that's how I overcame my obstacles to achieve my dreams. So, if you guys have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Yeah?
How long were you in college for that?
4 years. 4 years, and I got a degree in telecommunications from Ball State. I started out at Purdue University. I was, what? You guys don't like Purdue?
I do.
Okay. I started out at Purdue, but that's when I was undecided. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And once I decided I wanted to pursue telecommunications, I transferred to Ball State because I had a good program.
You know, I wanted to ask some of you, if any of you can relate to feeling like you're not good enough at something, because I know that's a part of Erica's story I can so relate to, is feeling I was shy too, and feeling like I really wanted to do things, but there's always someone that's better than you. Whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's a sport or singing or, you know, career choice, there's always going to be someone who knocks your socks off, and it's very easy to go, I could never be as good as that guy or that girl. Has anyone here ever had that experience? Yeah?
And what I found is, you know, I was this one girl in particular that I talk about all the time, Sean, her name's Sean Yancey, and she's, like I told you, an anchor in Washington, D.C. now. But I thought that since she was that good, there was no room for me. But look, there's room for both of us. There's room for all of us. She's in Washington, D.C. doing her thing, and I'm here in Indianapolis. If I would have just gotten out of the ball game because I thought she was so good, you know, I'd still be behind the scenes somewhere. There's room for everybody. Just because someone might be better than you, I still think she's better than me. You know, she's really, really good. That doesn't mean there's not room for me, too.
And I think, too, there are some people who just get lucky and they're born with just amazing talent and skills. And then there are some of us who have to work for it. And you're born with some talents and skills, and everyone has talents and skills, right? But some of us need more time to develop those. And until you've been doing something for a long time, you're not going to get that good at it. You either learn from people and get better. So to look at someone who's been doing this or was born with this natural talent or has been practicing for a long time and measure yourself up against them isn't fair to you. Some of us need more time to develop and learn before you can get to a higher level, to your highest level. Does anyone want to share any of their stories about
I was going to ask the same thing.
confidence?
Is there something
Yeah.
that you think is just holding you back from where you really want to go? Just one little thing that you don't think you're going to be able to overcome to get to where you want to be.
Raise your hand again if you said that there's ever been somebody who you felt like you weren't as good as them. Okay, tell me about that.
I don't really remember. All I remember is some stuff in elementary school.
Like
I
from
think it was
sports
more
or
about
school or
Spanish.
Spanish?
Because
Oh.
I was in the American grade.
Yeah.
Everybody else was doing a lot better than me. But
Yes.
I was doing that well.
Does it make you just want to quit?
Did you stick with it or not?
Yeah, I did.
See?
I actually dropped out of it freshman year because it was conflicting.
But you made it through 8th grade and you're 48. Go ahead.
Well, technically, about in this case, I didn't have some I did have someone who I thought was better than me. But just this morning, I was playing this game, and I started getting kind of frustrated with it. But then, but when I first came up with the idea to play this game, I decided to stick to a never say die attitude.
Never say die attitude. See, that's what everyone needs, right? You gotta be able to overcome those.
Exactly.
Anyone else want to share a story of somebody who you thought was just better than you at something? I think you raised your hand, huh? Was it sports or was it school? You don't know?
Yeah, I didn't feel like I've ever been the best at anything that I've done, but it's okay. I was a cheerleader. You know, I was on the tennis team. I never felt like I was the best. There was always someone better than me. But that's okay. There's room for everyone. You know, just because they might have more talent in that area than you do, doesn't mean that you can't be on their level.
Jacob, did you have an example?
Well, I love music. I've never saxophone, but there's this one guy who he's really good. And I was always telling him, he is really good, but I was talking to a teacher, my music teacher, and people who know what they do, and they don't have enough confidence in each other for themselves. And so basically, the other people who need to stand on the side and just tell themselves that they're good and don't really brag about it or they're feeling stupid.
I could that could be true in many cases.
I wonder if everybody said.
Could you
Yeah, I think Jacob was saying that in music there was a kid who was a really great player, and when it was a teacher or your band director who said the kids who need someone to tell them that they're great all the time might have a confidence issue of their own. And if you're standing kind of in the background, doing your best and telling yourself that you're talented, that's going to go a lot further. It's got to come, at some point it's got to come from within you. You could have everybody around you saying, oh, you're great, keep it up, you're good. But unless you believe that inside, you're going to hold yourself back at some point.
And like I was telling you guys about my sister, and she's the outgoing one, and Trisha knows this. Trisha knows this from working with her for, 4 years now. And she's really into the Colts and Pacers, and you can hear her back in the back room screaming and yelling, and I would never do anything like that. You know, she's really bold and outgoing and involved in everything. You would think that she would be in my position and I would be in her position, behind the scenes, back in the back where no one can really see you. And that just shows you how sometimes roles reverse. Now, I never thought in a million years that I would be in front of people talking. There were so many things that could hold me back. There was nothing that was holding her back, yet our roles kind of reverse.
Something else I remember you saying in a different group that I thought was also important was kind of the role of a mentor, like seeing yourself. You said when you're in California, you're watching TV one night and you saw a particular anchor, and that's what did it for you. That was kind of the spark.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's seeing someone who you can identify with, going, wait, they're doing this, and she reminds me of myself. Maybe I could.
Yeah, exactly. When I was working at Universal Studios in California, I was strapping people in. I went home to my apartment one night and turned on the news, and I'd never really paid much attention to the news. Ever since I left college, I had decided I'm not going to do that, so I'm not really going to pay attention. And I just turned on the news, and there was a black woman as an anchor, and I was just captivated. I just watched the whole show, and I thought, I can do that. I went to school for that. I have a degree in that. It was like a light bulb moment for me, and I thought, I'm going to try it. Try to do that. It was just seeing someone who looked like me doing what I went to school to do. I thought, I'm going to go for it and see what happens. It was like looking at myself in the mirror.
Do you ever feel that pressure now, though, that you're that person that some kid or some young person can be watching going, oh, she's what I want to do?
All the time, and I feel a responsibility. That's why I started this mentoring group. Another reason I started this mentoring group, because I felt like I have a responsibility to show people that you too can be where I am. Like maybe someone would see themselves in me. Maybe I could be that mirror for someone. So I talk to a lot of kids. I go around and talk to groups like you guys, because I thought maybe one of you guys, one person can say, yeah, I can do that too. I think I have it in me.
Does anyone else have other kinds of questions? It could be about anything we've talked about, anything different.
Or it could be about the business itself, the news business. Curious about what really goes on in news?
Comment actually. As some people would say, I have become obsessed with these two news sources, with these three news sources called the PBS NewsHour, Washington Week, and online, CNN Student News.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's great that there's all different kinds of ways to get news, even for young people now. You don't have to just read adults' news. There's a lot of sources out there for kids to learn about news. And how many of you ever read news online in your computer? Yeah? In your Kindle? What are you reading in your Kindle? Really? Okay. Huh. What do you like to read, or what do you like? Yeah, okay. Oh, good. Uh-huh.
Like Yahoo.
Yahoo News? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people I know watch
Mine
Yahoo.
was super
Oh, little paper, Indianapolis Star, okay. I meant to ask you, do any of you guys have mentors? I want to see how important mentors are in your life. No one here has any mentors. Do you have a
An
mentor?
official mentor?
At school you do?
You
You
what?
think it's beneficial?
Oh, really?
Has it been beneficial?
What's IPE? Okay, yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. Right now I'm at a school in Warren Township, Kristen.
One more thing that I think I kind of wanted to ask Erica about. A lot of you go to really great schools, right? You have really great families around you, and we've gotten to know all of your families. And I think some students out there, right in our community, don't necessarily have as much family support as all of you do. And I'm just wondering, Erica, do you want to share, are there any obstacles that any of your students have had to face that really kind of made an impact on you, or things that you wish more people understood about kids coming from more difficult backgrounds?
And as a matter of fact, when we start out all of our mentoring workshops, we call workshops, with a group session like this, we sit in a circle and we say, "What's up with you?" That's what it's called. What's up with you? And you would be amazed at some of the things that these students share, and you think, no wonder, they need someone to pull this light out of them. There's so many obstacles they're facing at home or at school. A lot of them talk about a bullying situation. A lot of them talk about their single parent homes. A lot of them talk about sibling rivalry. There's countless things. And like I said, I'm not a therapist. I can't necessarily solve their problem, but I just want them to know that somebody cares. I'm listening to you. Sometimes children just want to be heard. So I'm here and I'm listening to you, and you can bring your issues to me and feel like somebody cares and will try, their best to do something. So yeah, there's all kinds of obstacles that kids are facing that you might not even know about, or adults might not even know about, and all it takes is just one person to help them through this, or to feel like they're being listened to, that can help them overcome that obstacle.
Does anyone have another question? I'd like us all to thank Erica for coming today. Do some donuts. Is this an okay time to do that, Christina?
It's fine, yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Feel free to come and look at the pictures if you want. Ask Erica or I anything you
You
want. I'm going to
want
get
to
the
want
juice and
something
donuts
that you
over.